I don't care. That's fine. Just go live. Oh my God. Yes. There we go. Thank you. I don't care about X. I never go on it ever. Oh, are we live? Oh.
It would appear so.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Good morning,
shenanigans.
Humanity. Kevin, you're an ass. Stop. Jeepers creepers. Good morning, you guys. It's Tuesday, October.
All day.
What's that say? October what? 22nd. Tuesday, October 22nd. We look very whitewashed. Like,
because we are white.
Well, that might
shenanigans
be so,
this morning. My dear God, shenanigans.
Turn that down. That's a little too bright, please. Oh, come on. Not a big deal.
Shenanigans.
It's really bright. Okay. It's better, I think. All right. Yeah.
How unprofessional. Shouldn't all that stuff be set before you press record?
Oh, whatever.
Oh, my goodness.
We actually don't get those kinds of comments. I think people just expect that we're going to be a little off guard or not really.
What do you mean, like real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine that. We're authentic. Unscripted and, legit. So what are we talking about today, Kevin?
I don't know. Shenanigans.
We could talk about aliens.
Oh, yeah? It's very interesting, actually. That's probably a good place to start because we watched a thing last night.
Yeah,
and
documentary.
Dear friggin' God. Oh, my goodness. Clearly put together by mainstream because they got some telescope up in the sky that replaced the Hubble and whatever.
Oh, the James something telescope or whatever it is.
And the headline is, like, it was all fear. Fear.
Oh my God.
Fear.
It saw this thing 3 weeks ago. Okay. Saw this thing.
And it's out there. It's out there.
And the first assumption that's made about it
is that it's evil and nefarious and
it
it's
must
coming
be
to kill
bad.
us.
Oh, it's dangerous. We should be scared.
It is actually so pathetic.
It's pathetic.
And this particular show, I don't know, it was a half hour or whatever it was. They kept recycling the script.
Well, I would say
I heard the same shit 3 different times with different video.
I think that was just because they picked AI to be the voiceover.
No, well, someone's got to put that shit together.
Well,
at the end. It was brutal. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And of course, clickbait, right?
Yeah. But they're trying to terrify everybody that there's going to be an alien invasion.
Well, here's the clickbait.
And this is what they've had planned for like decades. So.
But here's the clickbait, right? Blah, 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 spaceship sees alien armada approaching Earth at near light speed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not suggesting that there aren't aliens or they couldn't travel near light speed. Right, with the technology they have, they probably travel a lot faster than that.
Just a hint. There's already aliens.
All that stuff's already existing here, folks. But it was it was amazing how they were trying to be inquisitive about it, and it brings our existence into question.
Oh.
But they would drop these little fear bombs throughout the entire thing.
Pathetic. And then the visuals that they're showing with the voiceover, of course, right, that we're watching, includes Elon Musk. And then it's just like,
okay,
we're out. It's like, sorry, guys.
That wanker has anything to do with anything there? There's a problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, Elon Musk, save your people.
Yeah, we just can't quite buy into it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So anyway.
You're not a billionaire on the planet for no reason. Right?
Kevin.
I'm just saying.
Are you saying that all billionaires are bad?
Well, you got to wonder. I'm not saying they're all bad. I'm sure there's a lot of conscious money out there.
They're definitely part of a very exclusive club.
Yeah, and we ain't allowed.
Yeah.
But they've been told.
I don't know if I ever told my story about that. Did I tell my story about when we were at Shearwater? What? That interaction I had with that guy that was on the yacht?
Well, I'm sure you have, but
what I told. I don't
at
think
this
I've
moment,
told. I
it
don't
would
think
be
I've told.
worthwhile saying.
I don't think I told our group because we're talking about billionaires, like because you mentioned.
So this is just pre-COVID. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Sorry, the COVID. Sorry.
Yeah, 2019. We were on the central coast of BC on a little tiny island called Denny Island, because that's where our son has been since 2014. So we wanted to go and spend time with him. So Kevin took some work. We both took work, actually. Long story short, I wasn't long not keeping that job. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
But that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
This place is a stopping point because it was a marina.
Yeah, between
for cruise ships and charter boats and yachts
going to Alaska.
Going north to Alaska and back.
Yeah, so it was really cool. You get to meet lots of people, and there's a little cafe downtown. So, during my days, I'd go down and hang out at the cafe and talk to people and so forth. So it was kind of neat that way. But anyway, this one day in, I believe it was August of 2019, I was down there with my dog. And this guy, we just started chatting. He was from Vancouver.
So after you hear this story, knowing what we've gone through in the last 4 years, you have to go, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
There's lots of reasons why we believe the things that we do and why we know the things that we know.
It's like David, we just put some dots together.
Yeah, we just kind of put some dots
because that's what
together.
Our lives are like, is just putting these very interesting, unique experiences that most people will never have.
No.
Right? No. And putting these dots together. So
right. And we have
this is one of those dots.
We have these experiences because we're very open to experiences, and we don't,
and we like chatting to people.
We like talking to people. We do. I love having conversations with people all the time. So anyway, here we are on this central coast of BC on this little tiny island of like 85 people, Denny Island. And I'm down at the cafe with my dog. Right. And this guy from Vancouver's on this yacht, and I think they're heading to Alaska. But anyway, we have this conversation, and then obviously this is what happens with people. People usually start telling us things, divulging things that you'd have to be like,
they must feel like we're open.
Yes. They must feel like we're open and easy to talk to and willing to go deep and whatever. So he begins to tell me, he goes, well, did you hear about I can't even remember his name. What's his name? The guy that owns all the Fox News, or he did own all the Fox News or whatever. Anyway, the billionaire that owned all the Fox.
Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch. Did you hear that he owns land over there? Like, and he was like,
and he actually does. Like further up the coast, there's a hot springs, and he's got a big complex there.
He does.
But this is in relation to Ocean Falls, which is around the corner from where we were.
Yeah. So anyway, so he tells me this, and I'm like, no, I don't know that. I didn't hear that. So it was interesting that he was just telling me that. I was just like, okay, well, why? Why would he? He's from Australia, first of all. He's a billionaire. Why is he buying land up here on a little island up here? I don't get it.
Start putting the pieces together now.
So he said, what I was told is that all the billionaires.
No, his friend knew him.
Yeah, his friend knew him.
This guy had a friend who knew Rupert Murdoch.
Yes, he knew him personally.
Okay.
He said he told him that because he said the billionaires were brought together and they were warned, you guys should be looking for some property where it's
safe place to go
for
family and friends.
For your family and friends, because there's going to be a quote virus unleashed on the planet in the future, and just in case it gets out of our control, you might want to have a safe place for your family and friends to go. So apparently the billionaires start buying up these remote locations where they thought they would be able to have these places to go. So this is, now keep in mind, this is 2019. This is long before there's any discussion of any COVID bullshit. So I'm just going, well, and I said, for what purpose? And he said, because they were told that they're going to release a virus that's going to release a virus that is going to take out, the goal is to take out half the population of the world.
I don't know.
Remember 2019, summer of 2019 on a little island in British Columbia, Canada. And I'm just going,
nothing to see here, folks.
Well, that's not good.
Move along. Move along.
I'm like,
no viruses to see here, folks.
Okay. Well,
no conspiracy to see here, folks. Move along.
I'm like, that doesn't sound fun. So,
but you think about this scenario, right? And you got to ask yourself the question.
Yeah.
Right? Is why would they bring billionaires or tell the billionaires? Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Right?
Why would the billionaires be warned? They were in on it, by the way, just so you know. They
right.
Just
so
warned.
these are the questions. And
yeah. So when you're told this in the summer of 2019 by some strange guy who just happens to be passing through,
isn't it awesome where this information show up?
It's great. So here I am going, okay, well, this is rather interesting. So life goes on, it does. Life goes on. And then it just so happens that we got closer to Christmas, and after Christmas, because we were still there, we were planning to stick around,
Because remember now, the energy of Event 201 is out there.
Yes. Well, the energy is, but people don't know about it. That was a very private event.
But the energy is out there.
The energy's in the field for sure. But anyway, so after Christmas, I start for those of you who haven't figured this out already, I am intuitive, quite intuitive, very sensitive. And I started getting these intuitive hits. And the words that kept coming to my mind, meanwhile, we're still on this little island, right, in BC. This is early 2020. I kept getting these intuitive hits, impending doom, impending doom, impending doom. And I'm like, this is not cool. Because I try, I try to swamp my life sometimes when I get these ideas and I just whatever, And so I'm as bad as anyone. Sometimes I'll ignore things, right? And sometimes I need to get a good kick in the ass to remind me, hello, you're getting this message for a reason. You should be listening. So anyway, I finally just kept getting these messages so much that I said to Kevin, Kevin, we have to get off this island. We have to get off the island. We absolutely have to get off the island. Now, and at the same time, his dad was having some, health issues and stuff, and we wanted
to regardless, so we needed to leave. So right? And I said, well, can't we just stay on another 6 months?
He's like, 6 more months? Couldn't we just stay? Nope. I said, I don't know why, Kevin. I really don't. And honestly, I don't even think I thought of what that guy had told me in that conversation.
No, but it's just putting the dots together, even
after the fact. I put the dots together too, but I just went, no. I said, for whatever reason, we have to get off this damn island. And we're going to do it timing. Fast.
February 8th, we left.
Yeah.
February 13th, we landed in Thunder Bay.
Yep.
And you know the rest of the timeline, don't you?
Lockdowns. Da, da, da. So anyway, it was very good timing that we got back when we did. So I'm glad I listened to my intuition, right? I'm glad you trusted me, even though we didn't know the why. We knew we had to. We just knew what, right? And sometimes that's the way intuitive hits come, you guys. I know people get these intuitive nudges. They just don't necessarily listen, right? Because you're like, well, I don't understand why. No, it can't be true. It can't be real. It can't be blah, blah, blah. Guess what? It all turned out to be real. And, here we are now it's almost 5 years. 4.5 years later. I can't even believe how time flies. It's just crazy. But and we're still in the muck, honestly.
Well,
we're still in the muck of all the bullshit though. And now last night was just a reminder to me anyway.
Oh no, but the mainstream's doing what it's doing.
Part of the intention. And it's been like this. David Martin talked about this a long time ago, that this has been written, basically, it's been written down that for decades, the next thing after the virus release was supposed to be a fake alien attack that's supposed to scare humanity into compliance. Well, I don't know. The way they're talking, like you get these little snippets of like these, like what we just listened to last night. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? They're seriously going to try that shenanigans. Like, I think they might actually do it.
No, and best effort, like go for it.
Well, and there's going to be a lot of people who do fall for it because they can make it quite convincing.
There's always going to be that 1/3 of the population, right, that will literally bend over the barrel and say, please.
Yes.
Right? And you know who you are, and you're not watching this show.
You wouldn't be watching this show probably if you're one of those people. Right? At the very least, you're probably in that middle third where you know something's wrong. And you get it. You get that there's like problems,
but when safety and security are threatened,
yeah,
you're going to revert back,
yeah,
into the please save me mentality.
Yeah, and we need to get beyond that, you guys. We really do. We need to get beyond that. I'd like to see comments, by the way. I don't know, like if we're going to even be able to see all the comments on our StreamYard here. I hope we can, but. Please do comment. We'd love to get interaction. Like this isn't just like, I know this is the Ava and Kevin show, but it's not really, because we would like to have conversations going on with our audience, you know?
So those of you that are watching and are going to watch later, why don't you throw us a message and see and just suggest a topic?
Yeah.
2 or 3 or 10. I don't care.
Yeah, we're totally open to talking about different things. Like, as you can tell, there's
see where it goes.
Yeah. We would like we really would like our coffee times to become far more interactive. That was always really kind of the goal.
Yeah, but we got to be regular on that one.
We do. We have to be consistent. Yes. Kevin dragged my ass out of bed this morning. I will say that.
She didn't hear the song of the blender.
Well, I might have heard it, but just kind of chose.
But it wasn't a motivator.
No, I kind of chose to ignore it. Kevin. Listen, I've had a rough week.
Yeah, well,
this past week has been very rough. Like,
okay, well, that was last week.
Yeah, but my body's still recovering.
Okay,
it really does take a long time sometimes, and like last week was a real, like it was an ass kicker. Those seizures, they were really hard on me. They really were. So, you know, it's been a hard week. So. I'm not 100% yet. That's what happens when you have a disorder that will come out of the blue and totally screw you up.
Disorder.
Without warning. Yeah.
Disorder.
A disorder. Yeah. Think about the language, eh?
What do we tell
ourselves? I don't even know what to call it. I don't even feel comfortable calling it a disorder.
It's an experience of a seizure.
Yes, it is.
It's a seizure experience.
Yes, it is. We still don't know the root. 100% know the root.
No, we're getting to that.
We are getting closer, but man, they kicked my ass. They kicked my ass all over the place, all over the bed. Thankfully, right now it is happening in bed. So we will take that. We'll take those nocturnal seizures. That's how they originally started.
Well, no, we won't take them.
Well, no. You know what I mean.
But if they're going to happen, it needs to be there.
That's what I mean.
Right.
If I'm going to have a seizure, damn it, make it when I'm in bed. I said that to myself earlier this year. I'm like,
even that language would listen. Even that language would presuppose that there is a level of control that will respond to that. Which it has.
It seems to have.
Right? So think about this from an energetic perspective.
What's really in control? Who's really in control? I know we played around with this, Kevin. You know, oh my God, we danced around this issue so much over the last 10 years. Especially the last 5. Like, holy shit. Like, how much? And that was another push too to get off that island, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
What great timing. What great timing that just over the holidays or just past the holidays, what happens? Ava has a really big seizure. Kevin's not there in the kitchen. I fall and smack my face on the countertop, wake up in a pool of blood, and it looks like a freaking crime scene. It did. I was reminded of the pictures just the other day. I was looking through old pictures on the computer and I found those old pictures and I'm like,
She looked like Jaws
Oh
from James Bond. Remember
my
him?
God. Yeah, my teeth were all like broken and all gone. Like it was just what a mess. What an absolute mess. So that's not good
No.
to just drop. Like I do my little
Yeah,
twirly thing and then drop.
But that's always the problem with the seizures.
I know they just
Standing
happen.
to getting on the ground.
Yeah,
And what's in the way of that?
Yeah,
That's always the problem.
was not good. Not good at all. Not good at all. No. But anywho's, yes. Yeah.
Fun times.
So yeah, last night we went to there's Ayla. Uh-huh. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you here. You know, I'm just like pondering life a little bit.
Really?
I am pondering life. Yeah. Wondering why it has to be so difficult for us humans. You know? I just really
But difficulty is all perception.
I know it is. Oh yes, here we go with perception. I was just gonna say we went to a talk last night, and that's basically what the topic was. And Steve was teaching about perception. Really, is what it is.
We had interesting interaction with another attendee.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poor Tom, but
this old fella thought he knows it. Like he's got it all figured out.
He thinks he knows everything.
Like everything is figured out.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy everyone knows when
he do that.
He's the kind of guy though. Whenever he comes to a public event, he walks in. People just go. They kind of. It's like they take a breath.
No, and I know he means well.
Yeah, I know he means 100%. Well too.
Absolutely, he's just very abrasive.
Unbelievably rude.
Very, very abrasive.
Like he actually told Dr. Steve that he was a predator. Because he was there and he was going to
ask for money from us at the end,
which he wasn't. He was just there to educate. But anyway, still, it was just like, I can't believe he just said that.
Anyway,
yeah,
there was a very timely interaction.
Yeah, well, it was fitting to the point. Too.
It was
very fitting to the point.
So we were talking about choice and control.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and response and reaction.
And he had every choice to get up and leave if he didn't like the subject matter.
And Catherine did good to say that. Actually, she's like, "Well, you do have the choice to leave. You do have the choice to leave."
And the way he went.
Well, fine. Then I'm going to get up and that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay.
All right then.
See you later. Oh, totally. Yeah. Yes. Perception is projection, right? So yes, there's no question. I mean, I'm sure he would deny that he was projecting and he's in full control and he has it all figured out, but that's fine. That's his what do you call that? What do you call that though? That's your shield, whatever. Like that's your sort of.
So the funny thing is right, if we're going to show up and we're going to show up with incongruencies, and those incongruencies are going to be literally on our hats, on our shirt, on our attitude, on our everything.
Yeah.
You don't walk in there and say that every single politician is corrupt wearing a PPC hat.
Yeah.
Like you just right?
Well, it was interesting. And then for him to go on to go on and say that even, he's up there pretending he's a psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm so tired of these people who think that they're psychiatrists, psychologists when they're not. They're not real. They just think they know something. It's like, when Kevin and I, meanwhile, are sitting there going, we work with the mind and we aren't psychiatrists or psychologists, but you're also someone who sits here and says the medical system is the most corrupt system on the planet, and the psychiatrists, psychologists fall into that whole paradigm. So it's
see what I mean by incongruencies?
You're defending psychiatrists, psychologists inside a system that you have said nothing but terrible things about, and I'm just sort of confused now.
Incongruencies. Right out in the open.
But it's okay.
But he means well.
It's okay. He does mean well.
Sure.
And that's good that people can see beyond that, right? They can see that he does mean well, so whatever.
Oh,
but he got called out on it.
Yeah.
He's not used to being challenged. I think that's he's not used to someone intelligently challenging
his
him.
perceptions of things.
Yeah, and it was challenged last night. And of course, Kevin had to be the one, doing that. But anyway,
Yeah, no, his energy needed to go.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
Oh, so low, low,
Mm-hmm.
so low. I find it funny when people will because this was said about him last night. He's in such good health. He's such a healthy man. He's unbelievably healthy. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking in my mind, no, you can't be healthy when you have negative mindset like that. You might be,
but health is a normalization.
It is.
It's not just about physical health.
No, it's
about
not.
everything
It's
else.
mind, body, spirit. It's the
Everything.
whole, right? It's the whole being.
Mhm.
So I look at that and go, no way in hell is he healthy. Like he might appear, he might not complain or say that he has any diseases or disorders or anything going on, and claim that he's perfectly healthy. And that's fine. Great. Go for it, But no, when you have those kinds of emotions, like negative emotions that are stuck in your minefield, I'm sorry, like you're struggling.
But anyway,
So
he left and the meeting was lighter.
It was much lighter. Yeah, and we had a great conversation after.
Sure.
Went to coffee after
Mhm.
and had a great talk because the library closes early now. So yeah, that was great. It was
Mhm.
good. Yeah, just being involved in our community.
Fun
Exactly.
times.
Yes.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here we are, October 22nd. We're within a couple of weeks of the American election. Should we go there, Kevin? Should we go there?
No.
But something's gonna break. Something's gonna happen because
such a fucking
they
drama
don't
show.
want the election to happen. Let's face it. No, Diesel, you're not out right now.
Come on, buddies.
No. So they don't really want the election to happen, and there's been talk for years that something's going to happen to stop the election.
Just
could it be an alien invasion?
Just watch for those little dots that
they're building up. Apparently, in the mainstream, they're building up a lot towards some sort of Chinese, North Korean, Russian war. Who the hell knows? There's always going to be some boogeyman that they're going to claim is after us.
Why is that? Like,
oh my God, can we seriously get past this bullshit?
Russia fight with us in World War II? Like, didn't
with
they?
us, not against us.
Well, with us. I said with us.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that?
Oh, it's just these things just
and then
so old.
And then they became the world's boogeyman. Like, it's just fucked.
Yeah, it's like it's so old. It's just like, dear God, we got to do better, people.
Oh, we're doing better.
We got to do better. We got to get beyond this bullshit. One thing I do hope that whatever it ends up being, that they create, because damn well this is all like intentionally created. This is all just propaganda, and like they're doing this, right? That we don't fall for it. That's the thing. We need humanity to wake the fuck up so we don't comply with it.
But that's the point, though.
Oh.
Is so many people are talking about this in this way that there's going to be some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Never before in human history have people been chatting about this at the level at which they've been chatting about it.
This is true.
Right?
Yeah.
So people are on to the game.
Yeah.
Right? When the game has been discovered.
Yeah.
Right? Which is the case.
It's true.
Then you can't play the game and hope to get away with you're the only one that knows the rules.
But here's the thing though, Kev, and we've talked about this, right? We've talked about the fact that yes, when you become aware of the game, you're a little more awake. You're a little more attuned to your environment. You're a little more like on guard about whether or not the government's playing games, against us or whatever whatever it might be. Yeah. But here's the thing.
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Stop.
Not here.
Here's my concern though, is that when we talk about like how, like, I love how David breaks it up. I really do, into thirds. Okay. So we have that 1/3 of the population that are going to comply, bend a knee no matter what. They're just going to blindly obey. They're just going to like, whatever, I don't want to know, don't tell me, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're just like, I'm good. I'll get my 50th booster shot and I'll just, go along to get along, whatever it is. They just do it. They're just blind. It's blind ignorance, really. It is. So anyway, that's, excuse me, that's 1/3 of the population. And then you have the other third of the population. That's like people like us, because, we're the bad guys, because we can actually critically think, and we actually choose to act.
Put the dots together
on that thinking. And we are the 1/3 who fought this entire time, who tried to, who were standing at the front of the rallies and speaking and all that kind of shit, So, excuse me. So, there's that 1/3. They haven't changed their minds, right? They're still,
and they probably won't.
They aren't going to change their minds, and they're not afraid as much either. Like, they're more, like less fearful, and they're the ones that are like willing to stand their ground and, stand against authority and, stand in their principles, right? Like, that's really good. So we have that third, but then we have the middle third, right? And please, if you're in the middle third, do not take this as judgment or me saying you're a bad person. That is not what I'm saying. That would be your perception of it. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is this. There's this whole middle third of the population, okay?
Where something's wrong. Something is off. Wrong. Something's up.
You didn't believe in it.
There's some shenanigans going on.
You didn't want to go along with it, maybe even, or whatever. But then when the pressure was on, do it or else, right? Do it or you'll lose your job. Do it or you can't go to school. Do it or you can't get groceries. Like, whatever it was, you complied, right? It's like, even though there was something that you knew didn't feel right inside, it was going even against maybe what you believed and whatever, you just said to hell with it and you complied with it. Just, you acquiesced, basically, okay? Now, I'm not judging you for that. We are not judging you for that. We understand that. We completely do. We totally get it. But I do agree with David Icke when he says that 1/3 that's the third that's starting to really change their minds. That's the third on the planet that's starting to come over, right? We'll say, come over closer to the others. Come on over to the other side. Isn't that a song?
I don't know. It is now. But at the end of the day, though,
yeah,
right? At the end of the day,
yeah. So that's going to be the difference, though, that makes the difference, because we need to have critical mass. There's no question. We do. We need critical mass in order to really make the change, like we do. And so that middle third, I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Root of 1%.
Yeah, that middle third, I'm very optimistic. I am, and I see more and more of them speaking up. Even when your parents, Kevin, are more open to these ideas and more open to what is. I mean, it's interesting, you guys. We're talking like 4 years ago, there could be no discussion with them about these things. There could be none, because it would just be like blind, like, nope.
To the tune of
my brain hurts. Don't talk to me.
To the tune of comments being made.
Yeah.
That if you get sick and you don't have a jab, you have to pay for your own health care.
Yeah, you should.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one that may have heard something like that.
Yeah. So they've come from that side, okay, to, I would say they're more right of center. I would say that. I would say your parents have come over.
Okay, so let's put all of that.
No, but I think that that's important.
I know. But the square root of 1%.
Oh, God, we're doing math now, you guys.
No, let's do the math. Okay, so never mind 1/3. Never mind that. Okay? Because we know what trumps fear. What trumps fear as an emotion?
Love.
All right. So the top third, and I want to say top, middle, whatever, the third of people on this planet that aren't falling for the shenanigans are more in a state of a higher elevated emotional place.
Yes.
Love, fear, gratitude, not fear.
Higher frequency.
Love, gratitude, all that stuff, right? So that trumps the lower
You're using
negative
that
emotions.
bad word. Trump.
Whatever. I'm sure that word's been around a lot longer than that. Orange guy, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do the math, right? The math is the square root of 1%. Okay.
Oh, there we go. We've got people talking.
The square root of 1%. So what is that? Let's do the math on 8 billion people, folks. Right?
Yeah.
Guess what that works out to be? Because I've done the math.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, that's less than 9,000 people.
Less than 9,000. I think we've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you take 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, whatever.
Yeah.
That's just a big whatever.
Yeah.
Because the 1/3 that has ended every tyranny in history, right, are the ones that are highly conscious and are putting the higher frequency energy into the field to create something new.
I'd like to think that's us.
Well,
it is us. It is us. We are 2 of those people. I know we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do our best.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our task, right? If you feel you're in the 1/3 that are on that sort of mind space,
yeah,
is to get that energy right out into the field. The more of us that can do that, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Totally true.
Because this needs to be about solutions.
Yeah.
Instead of like looking at the weeds. That's what I think.
I know we get tired about talking about it, right?
I fucking hate talking about the weeds, the nonsense, the shenanigans.
Oh my god. What's the solutions? The solutions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
what are the solutions? If you're listening, please put a comment in the comments.
So I'm just working on a meditation, folks. That's it's a combination of techniques from Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton's information. And I'm working on a meditation. It's less than half an hour, but it brings all of these heart-brain coherence and some of the manifesting techniques that Joe Dispenza is famous for. I'm bringing all of that into a meditation. When it's finished, I'm gonna run it today and see how it works, because I might have to just adjust some of the tracks. But what I'll do is I will record it, and it's just an audio. I don't put any video on none of that starry stuff or whatever you find on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But I'll just record the audio and we'll make it available. We'll put it up.
Which meditation is this again?
The one we normally do.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But I've adjusted it because
improved it.
Well, I mean, any reference to not doing something or like I needed to take that out because
we don't feel that's important.
Well, it's not, because the mind doesn't recognize the difference, right? So
well, there is value, Kevin, in going into the future and seeing what will happen if you don't make the change.
Okay, but you're talking about a different change technique.
Yeah.
Right? Completely.
Fine.
It's totally no. And it's just, you have to do it and you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. So I recorded the audio yesterday and I mixed it up.
Kevin's having fun, you guys. This is what
it's really I found a program online called Audacity.
He's enjoying
I will say that.
He's becoming free. A couple months ago, he was becoming a web designer, a web developer, and like website designer. Now he's learning, teaching himself how to be a audio engineer, basically.
And it's now today going into video.
Yeah.
So having some fun.
He's using getting his creative juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. So
it's we'll make it available to all our peeps.
All our peeps.
That's right.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And while you're waiting for that, because I know you'll be waiting on the edge of your seat.
Yes, with bated breath.
Right.
Yeah.
Not bated breath, with anticipation. On the edge of your seat.
I don't even know what bated breath means.
You can, if you can go to Ava's YouTube channel, I believe, right?
Sure. Yep.
That's where the original Change the World Timeline meditation
is. Yes, it is. Yeah, the playlist is there. Yep.
So I did a meditation creation using the timeline visualization back in 2020.
Yeah.
Way back in 2020.
Yeah.
And the feedback is incredible. So
yeah, it was really well
get
done.
it, do it, share it.
Of course, Kevin has the right kind of voice to be, the voiceover. For
but this isn't something that you just do once.
No.
It needs to be a regular practice, because the field really needs to know what you want.
Interestingly, excuse me, with the timeline work that we do, though, right, that yes, it can be repeated, absolutely, and it should be. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, in this particular case,
in this case,
because this is about manifesting a different future, right?
Yeah. But in the timeline work we do, it really can be a matter of just drop it down in there, and it, shakes up the field, it changes the outcomes that way. But at the same time, repetition is a damn good thing.
Because it's about changing your energy.
That's right.
Because that's what the field responds to. So when you look at energy, fear, sadness, guilt, all that crap, right?
Yeah.
Anger, right? That's what the field responds to.
Yeah.
And that's what you're just going to keep
getting. The field's going to respond to your unconscious programs.
That's
right? So consciously you could be saying, oh no, I'm fine. I'm not upset, or I'm not sad, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. But if your unconscious mind is actually projecting something completely different, that's what the field can respond to.
Something completely different. Yeah. But this is what projection's all about.
It is. Yeah. And Ava so nicely brought that up.
Yeah. This is what projection's all about, because when you're, and incongruencies.
Yeah.
Right. When you're thinking one thing, saying another, right? Or you're
saying one thing and doing another.
Saying one thing and feeling another.
Yeah.
Right? That's incongruencies. So the field's going to respond to the emotional side of things.
Yeah.
Right. The feeling state.
Yeah. That's like been proven. We don't have to go pretend like that's somehow like not true, because it is. Yeah. That's been proven for
quite a while,
decades now.
We'll just say
decades. Yeah. So basically what we're talking about then, I mean, I didn't think this is what we're going to end up talking about, but we're basically talking about how each of us is in charge of ourselves.
What?
We are. Each of us is in charge of who we are, what we feel, what we think, what we believe.
Now, if that's going to be true, then that means I have to take responsibility for everything.
Yes. Yes, you do.
What? No one told me that coming here. I didn't get the manual when I came down here.
I know.
Man.
I know. It's hard. I know. But the thing is that this is where we need to get with ourselves in humanity. We got to get to a place of self-responsibility. We really do. Because for far too long, we have been part of the problem. Okay? Taking responsibility there. Like, you hear that? I, too, have contributed to the problems on this planet. Absolutely, I have.
We all have.
We all have, simple. Whether unconsciously or consciously, we have contributed to it. We have been complicit. We have been ignorant. We have been, silent when maybe we should not have been. We have been far too willing to let somebody else deal with it. And then we don't like how they dealt with it. But it's like, well, we sat back and let them do it. So I take full responsibility for any part that I have played in that. And I do believe that I've done a lot of work. To clear a lot of that stuff away at a higher, I'd say at a higher consciousness level. I've certainly made that effort, but not everybody does. But I mean, we need to be doing that, because to me, that's about taking responsibility. And if we can take responsibility, if we can get more people on this planet to take personal responsibility for themselves, for their actions.
But here's the thing with that.
Non-actions.
But the thing with that is that you have to look in the mirror. All right. Now, if you're a person that wants to go and always look outside yourself for why, or for the reasons why you're feeling or behaving a certain way.
Yeah. To blame.
Right. To blame
somebody or something else. Right.
Then you're not on the right side of the equation.
No.
Because the equation is very simple. You're either at cause or you're at effect.
Yeah.
And I would say a great many people are at effect because they're always looking outside themselves. Oh, it's the government. It's the weather. It's the chemtrails. It's the this. It's the weather modification. It's the I stubbed my toe today. It's the traffic. It's the fill in the blank.
An excuse.
Who the
Blame
fuck
an
cares?
Excuse for why
Things
are happening and why.
So as long as you're pushing the responsibility,
the problem outside yourself,
as long as you're doing that, right, you will never be empowered.
We should
ever.
That's a teaching moment.
No,
maybe
but
we should have little teaching moment headlines that come on the screen or something.
But you'll never be empowered. So if you get on the cause, this is where the magic happens, folks. Okay, the magic happens.
Kevin's in teaching mode. It's okay. I'm supporting you. What the hell?
So the magic happens when you move to the cause side. Because you start asking different questions. Right? How did I contribute to this? What part of my unconscious mind, right, or projections or feeling state or whatever it is, contribute to the way that I feel? Because there's only one person in charge of you, and that is you. Right? Nobody else, nothing else is in charge of you.
That's right.
It only becomes something else when you give that over.
When you give that power over
to something or someone else.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the way that works.
Yep.
Right. So this is what self-responsibility in the end is all about.
Yep.
Is moving our mindset from the effect side of the equation.
Yeah.
To the cause side of the equation. That's where empowerment lives.
Oh, that's where the power is big time. Because
then you can do something about it. Because if you're
constantly pushing the problem outside yourself, sorry, I'm going to interrupt.
No, but you can't do anything about it.
No, but you can't, because it's it's over there. It's that person doing it. And as long as they're behaving like that, then I'm going to feel the way I do. Or as long as they're doing what they're doing, then I'm going to have this problem in my life. And it's well, that's not empowering. How are you going to change that then? You have to focus on what you can change.
So how many times have you said, or you've heard someone else say, if only they
did, if
only
that
it
happened,
fill in the blank.
If only that showed up in my life, if only.
Right. So we put all of this stuff outside ourselves.
Yeah.
If only I had more money. If only I was living in that house. If only I was down the street. If only I was in another country.
I'm just going to give you a little hint.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The grass ain't always greener on the other side.
And why is that? Because
everywhere you go, there you are. Right. So you can hop over the fence and be on the other side, on the other grass, but guess what? It's still you. So as long as you
right to the core.
So as long as you hold those beliefs, those emotions, those limitations, those negative, perceptions, whatever it might be, no matter where you go, you're going to take those with you. It might be all woo.
Now we're not saying that
environment isn't important.
Environment's a very important part.
Yeah, it is.
Of how we are.
Absolutely.
But at the unconscious level,
a
change in physical environment only, usually doesn't do it.
No. It'll be exciting for a while.
But you might be able to push through.
Yeah.
Right. So here's an example. Let's just say in your life is completely chaotic. Totally chaotic. And someone like me shows up and says, well, let me have a look at your bedroom. Right. Or let me have a look at your car. And you look at these things and there's literally crap everywhere. Right. Laundry, beds never made, right? The car looks like it's been lived in.
Oh shit, I didn't make the bed this morning. Oops.
You know what I mean? Right? And maybe some of you are there.
Yeah.
And unless you deal with the mental stuff first, to do a conscious exercise and saying, okay, well, and this absolutely can work, but it has to be a decision on the conscious exercise.
Yeah.
And that is that I'm going to consciously clean everything, clean my room, clean my car.
Yes.
For 30 days straight.
Yeah.
30 friggin' days straight. I'm going to do that without question.
Mm-hmm. It changes habits.
Right? So
behavior.
This now changes habits, behaviors, and environment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
At the conscious effort level.
Yes. Which can make a difference.
Which can, like 100%.
Absolutely. It can make a difference.
And if you're helping people do that, great. Keep going.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Our approach is like, let's just figure out what the root cause of the I'm not in control of my life question is.
Yeah. And deal with that.
And deal with that
at that
first.
Level. Right? Yeah.
You know?
And then you can still create the new habits. Right?
Right. But then it's easier to create the new habits.
It is. Less resistance.
There's no resistance to it.
Because guess what, guys? This is actually a phrase that we learned as craniosacral therapists, right? Because that's what my primary training is in massage therapy and craniosacral therapy, somatic emotional release, and all that good stuff, mind body work. But we used to say that resistance causes pain, right? Resistance causes the pain.
Imagine that.
Yeah. It's not the issue usually that will cause the pain necessarily. It's the resistance to the issue that will cause the pain.
Okay, so let's take that concept and let's apply it.
Yeah.
Right? To our most recent experience collectively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what people are continuing to experience now.
Convict.
Right? And this is like Harry Potter, he who shall not be named, right? Like, we don't need to say it because everyone understands what we're talking about. They know.
Yes, that's right.
So let's take that resistance always causes pain
and apply it.
And apply it to things.
Yeah.
Apply it to things in your life.
Because here's the thing. We've experienced all the same things. Like we've all experienced the last 5 years, 4 years, right?
Well, we've experienced some things that are similar. So I'm going to go back to when I was a cop.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have one incident. Okay. You can have 50 people standing around watching the same incident.
Yeah.
Now, when you investigate that, you're talking to 50 people.
Well, that's when perceptions come in.
Right. But this is huge.
It is.
Right. Perception is huge because you're going to have 50 versions of the truth.
But it's the perception that actually creates any kind of resistance.
Exactly.
And then it's in that resistance where the pain comes. So this is the point. Like we got to get to the point because we're running on an hour here. So, well, I mean, we wanted to try to keep things to an hour or less, right? So, but anyway. Perception causes pain. Perception is projection as well. So here's the thing. So we went through the same things that everyone else has gone through the last 4 years, but here's the difference. Our response to it. Okay. Our response to it was the difference while it was happening and since. So because we had this conversation last night, there are some people, or a couple days ago, some people remain in a state of anger about everything, or remain in a state of sadness even about the everything.
Like ripping.
And do they have a reason to? Perhaps they do.
Maybe.
You know, maybe they've had a terrible injury from the you know what.
Or they've lost someone.
Or they've lost someone due to it, you know, or anger, whatever.
Sadness, huge.
We're not saying that people don't have a reason to feel the way they do, but our point is this, is that if we stay stuck in the emotion of such things, then what we're doing is we're creating a resistance in the mind field in the body, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what ends up causing the pain, right? Because we understand these things have happened, but we don't remain angry or remain sad or remain in this fitful rage of like, how dare the government do this to us? Ah! Like we understand it. We'll talk very critically about it. But we don't get wrapped up in it on an emotional level, because
there's one major solution.
I guess there's an acceptance. You would say
there's one major solution that a lot of people can do,
yeah,
and that's shut the TV off.
Well, that would definitely make a difference. Oh,
right?
yeah.
How would your world change if all of a sudden all of the mainstream bullshit, right? And you know it's BS. You know it.
Oh yeah.
Right? And if you
Scripted, by the
don't,
way, it's very scripted. It's scripted.
spoiler
It's all
alert,
scripted.
it's crap.
All news is scripted.
Right?
By the
What would
same set
happen
of
if all of a
source.
sudden for 21 days or a month you shut that off?
Yeah.
Just shut off and not expose yourself to it.
Yeah.
If
I think it would
if
change
you
your life
it would
radically.
But if you have FOMO because of that,
Fear
that's
of missing out for those of us who are older and might not know.
That's
what that
another
is.
question that needs to be answered.
Yeah, that would be a deeper root cause issue that we would say, let's go there.
What's going on there?
But I mean, we all experience it, right? We do. That's a reality. I mean, when we were traveling up from Mexico through the States, oh dear, the commercials when we would sit in the hotel. Funny. I mean, why we even turned the TV on when we were in the hotel is just, it's a habit, right? What else do you do? There's nothing else to do. Shut the brain off, you know, turn that on. Oh my God. It would be like drug commercials, 5 or 6 drug commercials every single break. It's like, holy shit. It's a palpable difference.
And it's the same formula.
An obvious difference.
Each commercial is anyway. It doesn't matter.
Is that what they do in Canada now? Maybe they do. I just don't watch TV here, so I don't know. Like, it's just holy moly. Holy moly, the indoctrination that's happening with commercials. Holy shit.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, that is enough. Are we ranting now? I think we're ranting. Yes, we're ranting. Okay, well, anyway, so just a reminder, we are doing
this. Thanks for being here.
Yes,
watching
thank
this,
you for
either now or on a recording.
We are so happy with the
Please
fact
share
that,
some ideas if you want us to chat about whatever.
Yeah, like if you have topics that you'd like us to cover, we don't mind. Believe it or not, we have a lot of value to offer. we have a lot of places. We have been a lot of places. We have a lot of training and education. We have a lot of experiences, right? And Kevin and I actually do work together, right? We're actually just finally getting back to it. I'll be honest with you, because of my own limitations that I needed to work through with my with the epilepsy and everything.
But it's coming. We're working on some things. We're pushing our focus to be online.
We are definitely pushing our focus to be online. Yeah,
in a number of different places.
Absolutely.
And we are bringing solutions to you.
Yes, we are.
Live.
Yes, we are. We're going to be sharing those as the next little while little while, because we want solutions for ourselves, for our own families, and for people.
And we want to help as many people with solutions as possible.
Hell yes, people need answers. People need answers so bad. Okay, so anyway, but we got to tell people when we're on. As of right now, we are doing our coffee times on Tuesday morning. Are we committing? Is this what we're doing?
You're the one that's always asking me, are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay.
And I'm like, I'm fucking born ready.
Okay. Jeez, honestly. So we are going to commit. Let's try this, okay? Because we are playing with it a little bit, because we want to figure out the
Tuesday
best time.
and Friday.
Tuesdays and Friday morning.
9:30 a.m. Eastern. Be here or be square.
Are we going to do 9:30?
9:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Gives us a chance to do our meditations, make our coffee.
Yeah.
Get set up.
Yeah.
9:30 Eastern a.m.
Yeah.
Tuesday and Friday.
So that'll be live. And then, of course, you can always catch a replay on any number.
And share it with your friends.
Yeah. Share it with your friends if you think there's value to it. And again, remember, we want interaction. So we really do. And we would be willing to do Q&As as well. Like maybe we should plan a Q&A.
We could.
Ooh, do you want to plan a Q&A? I think that'd be fun. Okay.
If you want to do a Q&A.
Do you want to do a Q&A maybe on Friday?
Well, we have to blast it.
Really?
Tell all your friends Q&A Friday, or we set it aside for a weekend like Sunday.
Oh.
We do a special Q&A on Sundays.
Yeah? You think so? Maybe we could.
Yeah.
On one Sunday a month or something.
Okay, look for that.
Okay, we'll let you guys know. But anyway, yeah, so we're here Tuesdays and Friday mornings, 9:30 Eastern, and love to catch you on the live, if not on the replay. And please comment. Like I said, we want your feedback. So is that good? Okay, have a great rest of your week. Have a great day, Kevin and Ava, and everyone watching from Lori in Leduc County, Alberta. Woo!
Love it.
Love it. Thanks, Lori. Same to you too. Okay, so take care, guys.